Hi, and welcome to Top Dice. I'm Aid, and Chris is with me. Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Hi guys, not bad at all. Hope everyone's okay.
Right. Okay. Please click subscribe. Let's grow this channel as much as we possibly can. And what's coming to the table soon for us as Games Masters or Dungeon Masters, if you prefer. Right, Chris. We'll start with you. What have
Um,
you got? One of yours. Have you got a couple there that you're thinking of bringing out?
Currently, if you watch the other videos, you know that I'm currently doing the Advanced Fighting Fantasy, running Warlock and Fire Top Mountain. Apparently, everyone's really enjoying it.
It's a good system. It's a nice, clean, simple fantasy system that works. Not flawless, but it's
Well,
getting close.
yeah. We actually switched how one of the roles works, which is and it proves how versatile the system is because it's not affected gameplay or anyone's fun. It just literally just carried on. Everyone was like, "Yeah, cool, do it that way, fine, carry on, brilliant."
Yep. Your game, your way. That's the way it should be with any rule
Uh,
system.
Now the other I've got two.
Okay, give us one of them. Go on.
One is going to be Aliens.
Okay, free league.
Um, going to be doing my own sort of scenario that I've had the idea of. It's something a bit different. I like to mix things up, make things sort of unusual. I can't say anything else because
Nope.
you're one of the players, so just
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Now,
oh,
Aliens, it's had some varied different reviews going on about it. I take it you're obviously a fan, Chris.
massive fan, massive fan. I was one of the lucky people to play at the Games Expo when it was first announced. I got in on it was the Sunday game with my daughter, and we had an absolute blast.
The system I
Oh,
presume that's quite. Is
yes,
it a tried and tested game system?
yes, it's based on the
Year zero one, is it?
it's based on their sort of like own system. It's the dice pool Tales from the Loop with
Yeah,
added stress dice. The stress mechanic is fantastic,
yeah.
um, and you personally, it feels like you're playing the film.
Well, there you go. That seems to work for that one.
Uh,
I love the universe. I must admit, I went to see Aliens at the cinema and absolutely enjoyed it back in the day. I was a bit too young to go and see Alien, unfortunately, due to the classification and my age at the time. But obviously, I do enjoy all that sort of
there's
mix of action, horror, sort of alien-esque sort of thing. And it's been copied and used so many times as well. So that's tried and tested. So we've got aliens or Alien coming to the table. What's
yeah,
your other one that you've got there?
um, vampire. Going to be doing.
Okay,
It'll be it'll be Vampire Dark Ages. Uh,
okay, interesting.
I just fancy taking things all the way back and making things difficult for the players because they haven't got the sort of modern day sort of support network. It's basically them and a load of peasants.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a very different feel
yeah,
to it as Dark Ages, and yeah, I played it.
yeah.
I
I,
played it when it first came out. Not played it much since. We did some flashback adventures with it, but not played it in a long while. So that should be quite decent.
the
D10 pools, so it's a pool system.
simple enough, tried and tested system.
Yeah,
Uh, Not here is not the time to go into that system because for one very good reason. I can't remember how it works. I need to learn it all again. I haven't played it in so many years. Now the thing is, I've never ever played or run Dark Ages. I've
Right.
played the Masquerade version, and it was something that I always wanted to get into, but as a younger GM, I never had the confidence. So now, there's no going back now. You can see it behind me. I've invested in it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do it.
Quite heavily on that. Well, the system itself is quite simple. It's D10 based. It's a stat plus a skill. On your character sheet, you've got pips, as we used to call them. I think we still do. Each pip represents one dice. Now, depending on the generation, that's the age of the actual character itself, how powerful the vampire or whatever it is actually is. Depends on how many pips you get to spread amongst your
Yeah.
stats. You have a starting lineup, but you can play lower generations. In this instance, the generations go from low to high, with the higher ones being weaker. So it's a bit of a different take on that one. It depends how far you are removed from Kane, but the system itself is dead simple, and that's what's so great about Vampire. So you've got your stat, whatever it happens to be, whether depending on what sort of role you're actually going to make. Your games master will tell you what, or storyteller will tell you what to actually roll. So it'll be stat plus associated skill. Now, combination thereof, you add the pips together, you roll that many d10s. So if you've got a total of 8 pips in the two, say 5 and 3, you'll roll 8 dice, and you'll be given a target number. And each number on those dice that's above is a success. The more successes you get, the better it is. Now, your tens obviously count from where, but that's the basic core system. Works really well, sweet, and just so tested.
It is good.
So there you go. That's how to play Vampire straight away. That one. Obviously a
Setting.
bit more to it, but hey, setting. So where are you going to set this one? Is it going to be Constantinople or?
It's going to be set in a little. It's going to all start in a little village called Bretherton
Okay,
in
north,
Lancashire,
yeah, northwest England, then basically.
northwest of England, where I spent an awful lot of time as a child. So
Okay,
where my mother and grandparents are from.
excellent. Well, there you go. So that should be quite interesting anyway. And as you just said, it's a very different feel to Masquerade. But okay, looking forward to hearing more about that, and you'll have to sort of tell us how it actually sort of goes.
Yeah.
My side, I've got a couple coming up. I've got more than that actually that I'm sort of working on, but we'll stick with a couple. First one, um, that's due to hit the family table soon. We've got characters generated. It's going to move into the Enemy Within campaign as well, so that'll be the start of it, just to get them used to the actual rules. Absolutely superb set, by the way. That it shows you as a games master exactly how to play it. It's got just enough in there for you to do that. There's pre-gen characters. Now we've created our own characters, or I've got them to create their own characters because I think it gives them a bit more of a buy-in. But
It's kind of how
really,
what you want to have, and especially if you've got players that know what they're doing and they know they know the setting. As good as those characters, from what I remember of that box set, the characters are amazing in that.
they are quite advanced in this box set. So well, I've got my bunch to actually go ahead and create their own. So they're not quite as powerful as those in there. Also, they don't really know the setting as well. So for me, it was quite interesting. I gave them a bit of a briefing about what was going to be going on and the direction, and we'll see how they actually sort of go. But that should be hitting the table next 3 weeks. I would actually hope. Like I said, the characters are actually done. Once we've got that out of the way, we'll be looking at moving forward to The Enemy Within, which is just a huge, massive. It's one of the ultimate campaigns ever.
That'll be
Um,
great from that campaign, I'll tell you now. Yeah.
This version of Warhammer just uses D100, 2D10 rolls. It's a nice, simple system. Again, I've streamlined little bits of it myself and brought my own touches to it, such as combat, etc. It's still going to be quite lethal. It'll be quite interesting to see how that plays out. The other one, Shadowrun, first
Oh,
edition.
yeah.
Now, this is a real sort of step back in time. I decided to go with this after talking to Roger, who's a member of the actual Facebook group we're in, and I remember selling shed loads of this at the shop, absolutely shed loads, because it was so different. Now, we've played Cyberpunk recently. Now, Cyberpunk is absolutely brilliant. That's a skill-based system. Again, it's D10 stat skill and target numbers, etc. You were part of that one, of course, Chris. That worked really, really well. That was Cyberpunk Red that we actually played, and it captured the field perfectly. Now, Shadowrun recently, when I say recently, over the past 20 odd years, I think has kind of lost the plot. The rule books are looking absolutely gorgeous. The actual fluff is fantastic, but the actual rules stink. That's my personal opinion, obviously. Others will disagree. So I was convinced to sort of take a look at first edition again, go back to the roots. So that's what I've actually sort of done. That is proper first edition hardback, the original thing, complete with the color plates and everything. And I've got quite a few bits and pieces to actually sort of run with it as well. So that's going to be quite fun. One of the things I think I've got actually close by. Oh, we're going to be playing in Denver.
Ooh,
So this
nice.
it's a bit of a different box set is this one. Quite unusual. It's a bit of an antique. What was different about this one? Loads of stuff in there, absolutely full maps and all sorts. But what you actually sort of got, which was absolutely ridiculous and very novel for the time, you got travel passes for the characters.
Yes, I remember
Um,
those.
you got 2 travel passes per box, and I think there are about 7 different passes, so it's completely random the mix that you actually sort of got. Uh, I've
Great to see those again.
I'm gonna be quite blunt. I've not seen another box set with the actual passes still in it in decades. So yeah, that's gonna be quite fun. Probably won't use the pass. It's just a bit of fluff, but it's nice, isn't it, sort of have on the table. Bit like Traveller when you pull out. I've got a Traveller letter of nobility because I backed one of the old campaigns by Mark Miller, and it's just a bit of fun. It really is. So that's what's going to be coming to my table. The Shadowrun one is probably going to be coming, I would sort of say, summertime. It may be that you actually get to play in that one, Chris, actually.
Yes.
So that's there. The other one, one of the other ones I'm actually going to be doing is Masks and Arletep, Call of Cthulhu, the big campaign. Now, my bunch have played Call of Cthulhu quite a lot over the past few years. They love it. They've not tackled Masks and Arletep yet. I've gone and got the props box set, so that's good to go. There's a lot in there that's quite interesting. I'll do a separate, probably top dice video for that for anyone who's actually interested. If anyone is interested in seeing what's actually in that box set, shout out. But that will be something again for the family, probably autumn time on the run up to Halloween and that time span. There's also Pendragon, which hasn't come out yet. That's another one I'd love to run at some stage in the near future. But let's wait and see. So many games, so little time, and I'm I'm hoping to get quite a bit more game time in over the next few months anyway. So the Mersey game nights are starting playing again every month at the local micro pub. So I'll be popping in there. I think next Thursday actually is the first one of those. Dave Glass. So that'll be quite fun. See what's happening on that front. So it's looking rosy on the game side, Chris.
Certainly is. Certainly is. I've actually got a third game actually that I will be running. It's a using a variant of one dice. It's like a solo one-on-one dungeon adventure, but I can't really talk about that at the moment.
Nope, that's absolutely fine. Keep that under wraps for now. You obviously you were semi part of the interview with Pete Cakebread, who created One Dice. He's coming back soon. He's going to be joining us, so don't panic. You'll be able to sort of have your say with him, and there should hopefully be some interesting news on that side coming quite soon regarding more One Dice, and also I've got something bubbling away with Roger Nichols regarding Hauntaway too, which is my One Dice game. But that's for the future, and we'll see what sort of goes with that one. Right. Okay. Well, that's quite a selection of different games there. Quite a few different genres that we've actually sort of covered. There's a lot of exciting things coming to the table. We'll come back and we'll let you know how things actually sort of go. It worked well with the advanced Fighting Fantasy, the post-game chat on that one. So we'll do more of those and keep everything flowing. Now, just keep those dice rolling. That's all I can say from my side. Take care, guys, and join us. Click subscribe, as I mentioned earlier, and please keep comments flowing and keep watching us. Take care. Goodbye from Top Dice.